I just want to make it clear, I'm not the legal fiction corporate entity defendant.
Okay.
Maybe
All right.
if I give
Sir,
a name.
you're allowed
Objection,
one
that violates
minute.
my due process. Objection, that violates my right to a personal bond.
He's
I have a constitutional right,
not
as
to
you said,
appear
to
at
be
9.
innocent without guilty.
Hello guys, welcome back. Today, we're looking at one of the most unusual sovereign citizen moments ever recorded in a courtroom. This individual seemed fully convinced that his approach would make the law simply disappear, but that's not how things work. Let's watch how the judge responds and brings him back to reality. From the start, his own attorney advised him to stop and take the legal process seriously. Instead, he chose to ignore that advice, making statements that only hurt his case. And
then we've got Mr. Martin.
He claims to be an attorney, so here we speak with Mr. Fanto.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, this is 241388, the state of Michigan versus Eric Joseph Martin. Sir, can you tell me your name?
Oh, not the Roman Sesticate Trust, if that's what you're wondering.
Okay. Are you going to tell me your name or not, Mr. Martin?
I just want to make it clear, I'm not the legal fiction corporate entity defendant.
Okay. All right.
If I give
Sir,
a name.
if you require accommodations to use the court because of disabilities, or if you require a foreign language interpreter to help you fully participate in court proceedings, please let the court know immediately. You are here today on count 1, domestic violence. There's an allegation that on June 8th of 2024 in the city of Taylor at 9074 Clippard, that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Crystal Nicole Martin, a resident or former resident of your household, contrary to MCL 750.81 parent 2. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or $500. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under MCL 750506A if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Those are the charges against you. You've been brought to court on a misdemeanor charge, and you have the following basic rights: to plead guilty, not guilty, or to stand mute. If you stand mute, a plea of not guilty will be entered, and you may plead no contest with the permission of the court. You have the right to a trial by a jury and to have the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to an attorney appointed at public expense if you are indigent, meaning you cannot afford to pay for an attorney. If the offense requires a minimum jail sentence, this charge does not have a minimum jail sentence. The court determines that it might sentence you to jail, and the appointing authority, which is the court, would decide if you are indigent and appoint counsel if you are eligible. You may have to repay the expense of the appointed attorney, and you may contest your ability to pay the ordered fees if the court attempts to collect any costs for an attorney, and the court must then determine your ability to pay. Mr. Fanto, a court-appointed defense attorney, is present in the courtroom. It's my understanding he attempted to meet with you, and he was advised that you did not want to speak with him. Is that correct?
Because of the unfairness of the laws that would fraudulently assume, if I take a lawyer, that I would be giving up my right to be one of the sovereign people and be fraudulently assumed to be a legal fiction defendant. Yes, I
walks into court with these kinds of arguments, the outcome is almost guaranteed. It's as if he believed speaking at length or using certain phrases would somehow lead the judge to drop the case. But that has never been how the justice system operates. At one point, the judge clearly told him to stop talking for his own benefit. Yet instead of following that instruction, he tried to shift the blame to a family member.
Mr. Martin, if you have a trial, you have the following rights: to call witnesses to speak for you at trial, and you could get an order signed by the court to require those witnesses to come to court. You have a right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You have a right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent. And if you chose not to be a witness on your own behalf, the prosecuting official could not comment on your refusal to testify. You also have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable reasonable doubt. If you plead guilty or no contest and your plea is accepted, you will not have a trial of any kind, and you will give up the rights that I just listed to you. You also have the right to be released on bond. If you are now on probation or parole and you enter a plea of guilty or a finding of guilt is made by a judge or a jury, it may result in a violation of your probation or parole. The court can sentence you to jail and fines plus cost. And the court must tell you on the record the name of the offense, the mandatory minimum jail sentence, if any, and the maximum possible penalty for the offense, including jail, fines, and both, which I've already done. Fines, costs, and other financial obligations imposed by the court must be paid at the time of assessment, except when the court allows otherwise for good cause shown. If you are not able to pay due to financial hardship, you can contact the court immediately and request a payment alternative. So those are your constitutional rights going forward, Mr. Martin.
I want to make it clear, I have been legally arrested here by barred away, okay, because he just went by her lies saying I kicked her. As soon as he walked through my door, I'm the one that called 911 on Crystal Martin, okay?
All right,
And,
sir, you have a constitutional right to remain silent, and anything you say with respect to this case could potentially be used against you in a court of law. So I would advise you at this time to remain silent with respect to the actual facts or allegations listed in the complaint and misdemeanor complaint, which I've read to you. Sir, are you gainfully employed?
Well, I wish to finish, before I answer your questions, I will answer your questions. I want to finish exercising my First Amendment right, freedom of speech, and continue what I was saying.
Unsurprisingly, that strategy didn't help. Taking responsibility might have been the smarter choice, but instead, he continued down the same path, making his position weaker. Things escalated further when both his former partner and his sister gave statements against him.
Oh,
Again, I
okay,
was
sir,
arrested
you are
illegally.
to appear in court as directed. I'm not going to argue with you, Mr. Martin. I understand your sovereign citizen argument. It's not the first time I've seen it or heard it. You are under the jurisdiction of this court. This court has jurisdiction under the Michigan Constitution and the laws of the state of Michigan. You are charged with a 93-day misdemeanor, sir. You've been advised of all of your rights. Okay, you have a First Amendment right, certainly, but you are here for an arraignment, not to lecture me on sovereign citizen beliefs, okay? I'm trying to get you through this and make sure you understand the process. You are to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. You're to have no contact with the complainant, Crystal Martin, in this case. Do you understand me?
Well, I do not understand in that I do not stand under the charges, the false fraudulent charges, but I do comprehend. But as I was saying, I was illegally arrested in violation of my due process rights. There's not sufficient evidence for my arrest that I did any domestic violence. Bardaway just arrested me anyway. There's no video of me assaulting her. There's no, he did not see it. She just told a lie. I actually filed a PPO on her.
Sir, do you understand that you're not to have no contact with Crystal Martin?
And then you need to tell her, do not come to my house. She keeps coming to my house so she can set me up with these lies because my sister
You're
can't
not-
let her over. I have no,
You're
I
not-
don't want to contact her, but she
Okay,
needs to stop
sir,
coming
I
over to
don't
my
think
house. You know,
understand
living
why
there
you're
36 years.
Miss Maudlin,
Let
that
me
will
finish
just have
talking. I have the
to,
First Amendment right to
unfortunately,
talk. I have the
Mr. Martin, it's clear to me at this point that you have no respect for the court. I believe that you're a danger. I can't get any information from you as to whether or not you have another place to reside, whether or not you understand the court's no contact provision. I need to know that you understand what I am telling you, because I am attempting to set a bond on your case. And if you want a bond on your case, you've waived your right to an attorney. And I'm trying to figure out, do you have another place to stay? Do you understand what no contact means? And if you're not going to express to me that you have an understanding of what I'm saying, and if we can't get on the same page about that, then I'm inclined to not give you a bond. Do you understand me, Mr. Martin?
I comprehend you, yes.
Okay, do you understand that I said you were to have no contact with Crystal Martin.
Yes, but she needs to stop coming over to my house. I'm not trying to contact her. She's coming over to my house and she can make false allegations like this, set me up so she can have the whole house to herself, her and my sister. This is what the whole agenda is of her with my sister. Lisa Martin tried this before, even though I proved to the court before the video of my sister Lisa Martin trying to set me up with lies and try swinging at me, assaulting me. I have this on video, saying with Crystal Martin here. I have her on video swinging at me. In dealing with the prior case, she tried to.
That's not chance. That's two different people independently confirming concerns. Even then, he insisted it was all part of some larger plan against him, rather than considering that his own actions might have led to this situation. Eventually, even the courtroom camera operator seemed ready to move on, despite being arrested.
Okay.
So,
well, I have evidence that she is arrested towards me.
Mr. Martin, does Crystal Martin live at the home on Clifford Street?
Yes, she comes over like for a day or two, and my sister lets her come over, and she stays there for a day or two. Yes, and then here and there.
Okay, so your sister owns the home.
No, she doesn't own the home thing. So my understanding is the bank really owns it. It's always been like my parents' house, but I don't even think really my parents own it because they didn't finish paying off the mortgage or whatever. So I think technically it's the bank's house, but me and my brother and sister have been staying there for a long time. Me there for like 32 years. My parents have passed away now, so now it's like a fight with them two. They're trying to take over the whole house by coming with false allegations, by telling cops, oh, he assaulted me all the time. There's no evidence. It's not true. It's a lie. There's insufficient evidence in violation of my due process rights. But Bartaway arrested me anyways, and this is just what she wants. So they can have the whole house to themselves. I even filed a case with Crystal Martin.
All right, so you're not to have contact with Crystal Martin. You're not to return to 9074 Clipper in the city of Detroit, or in the city of Taylor, I'm sorry. You're allowed
Objection to violation of my due process. You cannot deny me my right to live at my house because of an unsupported allegation by her, which is a lie at that. Like I said, the cop had no sufficient evidence. She just told a lie, and the guy didn't even, Bartaway that is, the police officer, just came to me and arrested me right off the bat. That violates my due process rights with sufficient evidence.
Sir, you're allowed one visit to the premises to obtain personal belongings. You must be accompanied by a police officer.
And I want Bartaway. Well, hold on, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm just gonna finish what I got to say, so you don't cut me off. And I want Bartaway arrested for his illegal arrest. I want Bartaway arrested for illegally arresting me. I want him charged for assault and battery, for illegally arresting me, and kidnapping.
Okay.
Because it was without my consent.
Mr. Martin, if you are not allowed at the 9074 Clifford Street address, where will you be staying?
I am allowed. I don't have nowhere else to live. That's my house. I'm allowed there. You ordered that is illegal. That violates my due process.
All right. He has a $2,000 cash bond with a GPS tether.
Yes, objection. That violates my right to a personal bond.
He's not to appear at night.
Innocent without guilty.
He cannot come to 9074 Clifford or be in contact with Crystal Martin.
And firmly corrected by the judge, he continued acting as if the law did not apply to him. The reality is, courts are not required to entertain unsupported legal theories. An existing case law has already confirmed these types of arguments don't succeed. In the end, his approach only made his legal trouble worse, and left many observers shaking their heads. So, what do you think? Was he genuinely convinced by his own words, or simply unwilling to accept the truth? Share your thoughts below. And as always, thank you for watching.